Immortal Technique, the rapper known for speaking out against government lies, government cries, to keep the establishment being renewed.
Right.
If you had to say something about this protest in one sentence alone, what would you say?
I tell the people that I've run across in the street that said this was a nuisance or said what's the point of this, and I told them point blank several times, and they had no response for this. I said, it's not a question of whether you think this is a nuisance or not. I said, when they start banning this, then you should be terrified. This is an expression of free speech. When things like this are no longer possible, there is no more United States of America. There is no more illusion of freedom. You know, we as a people have come together to reject the voices of fascism, the voices of racism, and our society has continuously progressed forward. But when I speak, I don't speak as a liberal or a progressive. I speak as a revolutionary. Why? Because, let me ask you, brother, when Pharaoh brought the Hebrew people into Egypt and put them in bondage, do you think he did it with the idea that one of those Hebrews could then grow up to be Pharaoh? No. He wanted them to be a permanent underclass of slave labor. And that's unfortunately what happened here in this country. After the immigrants started coming in from Europe more and more frequently in the 1900s, we have to always remember that they didn't just apply for citizenship. They applied for whiteness, which is the difference, right? In other words, they were, unlike black and Latino people, they were allowed to own property. They were allowed to join the police force, join the fire department. They were allowed to join unions. So people had advantages they don't even understand that they have. That doesn't make one person bad or not. It just expresses and shows how far behind in terms of the way that this structure was set up that we were put. So when I look at it from that perspective, I say that we have to confront that history without getting emotional about it. No one's furious or disrespectful about anyone else. We're saying that we have to discuss where that comes from. So as a people, we can confront that and make it better. You know, this democracy isn't perfect. You know, as a matter of fact, the republic is broken. We've during the entire existence of the United States of America, we've only had 20 years of peace. 20 years, and they haven't been consecutive. And all the other times, who have we been at war with? Germany, Canada, Russia, Vietnam, Cambodia, Cuba. We interfered in every country. So where's the peace? Where's the prosperity? We live in a war profiteering society. Without confronting that, how can we move ahead? And if the Democrats aren't willing to confront that, then they don't belong to be known as the left. They're the corporate left, right? How can you be there as HRC and claim that you want to embolden the base when you're getting endorsed by the people who were architects of the Iraq War? You're literally bragging to your base. Oh, Paul Wolfowitz just endorsed me. That means I know something about fucking foreign policy. No, that means you don't know shit about foreign policy. Imagine on the Republican side if that happened. Imagine if they were like, oh man, you know what? I really respect Elizabeth Warren. If they said that at CPAC, they would get booed. If they started saying, oh, I really love these people, or they've been so good, they're endorsing me. People would have them thrown the fuck off stage at the RNC. But the DNC has moved so far to the center and even trying to adopt right-wing positions in order to try and grab what they see as white working class voters that have come away from them. And the reality is that those white working class voters haven't moved away. You've moved away from them because you've ignored poor people. You have become an elitist party. And the difference is the RNC is an elitist party, but they just hide it better than you motherfuckers. You guys got hacked, you got exposed, you rigged a primary, you put someone there that the base was not happy about, and then you can't blame third parties. That's what hurts my heart. People blame third parties, blame minorities. Let me explain something. You lost Michigan, DNC. You lost to Michigan by 11,000 votes. But in Michigan, over 90,000 people filled out the ballot and filled out everything except the presidency. That means that 90,000 people thought Donald Trump was so disgusting and unacceptable and Hillary was so fucking uninspiring that they didn't want to choose. You can't blame people for not wanting to come to your restaurant if you serve shitty food. Serve us what we want. We are the 99%. We are the people of this country. We have the ability to overthrow the system. We have the ability to address and overthrow fascism. But if you continuously keep trying to push us to the center to these positions we don't want, then we will revolt. And you'll see exactly what you saw now. We'll respect this president as much as those people respected the other president. You know what I mean? We're dealing with a person who people find it hard to criticize. And that shouldn't be it. We should have had the entire people criticizing the president from the left and saying, no, you need to come up and do these things. You're helping the people who donated to your campaign. Congratulations. But you need to help those individuals that are below the poverty level. We threw out more people in this country during immigration. We deported more people under Obama than Bush. It's unfortunate. And we're still in the situation.
Can you comment on 80?
Sure.